What's up guys, this is Yasin, and today we got some new Gouki cards to review, and just before someone says, oh but Yak sign, it's supposed to be Gouki. Look, I couldn't care less. But anyways, before we go any further, y'all know the drill, smash the like, subscribe button, etc, blah blah. Check out my Blue Eyes and Crystron spreadsheet on my website, yacineygo.com, and also shoutouts to my sponsor, Supreme Pro. Anyways, this one is Gouki Mashin Super X, what the anyways, level 4 Earth Warrior Tuner. Everyone is a tuner now, even though this deck has like no synchros, at the moment at least. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. You can reveal this card when one other Gouki monster in your hand, special summon both, but you can all special summon while you control either of those monsters except Gouki monsters. Okay, so clearly, Konami wants to turn Gouki into like an actual Gouki deck. And the reason why I say this is because it used to not really be that. They used to just play Gouki monsters to like summon a bunch of monsters on the field, and then abuse Firewall and the Nightmare monsters and Isolde and stuff like that. And it didn't really feel, I mean, you were basically playing 0 Gouki extra deck monsters, but now, things are different. Anyways, if this card is sent from the field to the grave, you can add a Gouki card from your deck to your hand. Okay, so this is just the classic Gouki effect. They all do that. Okay, so this card, kind of like a K9 Joku, right? Yeah, you reveal it. Nebula Dragon, the level 8 monster. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Alright, Gouki, the Tyrant Ogre. Level 8 Earth Warrior Fusion. So you need a Gouki Ling monster, a warrior, a dinosaur, or a Cyberus. What the shit? I guess it probably has like synergy. I mean, it's an anime deck, right? So dinosaur is probably because of Dino Wrestler, and then warrior is probably because of a Gouki, and then Cyberus is probably because of I don't know, I don't care. Maybe the main protagonist. First effect once per turn. To discuss fusion summon, you can target cards on the field up to the total link ratings of the Gouki Ling monsters used as material. Okay, destroy them, and if you use the link 3 or higher monster as material, those cards cannot be activated in response to this effect's activation. Oh, okay, so you can crack boards with this, not too bad. If this card battles, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. I mean, yeah, it's only really good if you use like a link 3 or higher, otherwise it's just like, you're just gonna lose to like 1 imperm, probably. But yeah, if you can destroy like 3 cards and your opponent can't respond with them, that's actually kind of scary, unless you get hit by Valor. That's another story for another day. But yeah, this is, I mean, it's a relatively good card, but it's a going second card, you know? It's a card that you use to crack boards, not really to establish boards. And at the current moment, if you're locked under Gouki monsters only, I have absolutely no freaking idea how you're making disruptions on turn 1. Again, this deck, back in the days, it was making unbreakable boards by making a U-Link or Topologic Gumblar Dragon to hand loop the opponent. Now it's just like, I don't freaking know what you're trying to do. Alright, we've got a Synchro Monster now, Gouki Dragon Ogre. Level 6 Earth Warrior Synchro Generic. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can add a Gouki spell from your deck to your hand. The first one that comes to my mind is Rematch. I think that's the name. Rematch or Match. I mean, it's kind of like a Soul Charge. Hold on a second. No. Gouki. Come on. Gouki Rematch. Okay, yeah, but there is a hyphen. That's the reason why I couldn't find it. So yeah, that card, it's a double Monster Reborn. Obviously a great card. Obviously makes sense when you can search a card that searches 2 cards, but all at the same time, every single Gouki card can search that card, so it's not like this card is like much better than any of the other Gouki cards so far. But there's other cards that you can search as well. It's just that they have never really seen any play, because obviously a Rematch, being a card that can revive back 2 freaking monsters, is so broken that you don't really need to look into any other option. Anyways, if this card is sent to the grave from any location, you can target an Earth monster you control, add a Gouki monster with lower attack from your graveyard to your hand very specifically. Also, while the targeted monster is face up on your field, your opponent's monster can only target that monster for attacks. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's just like, I'm sure it has to do something, but I don't really want to look too much into it. And then we got this card right here, Gouki Chic Ogre. Yeah, sure, alright. Link to Earth Warrior. You need 2 Gouki monsters to make it, so yeah, it's not generic at all. And then the first and second effect once per turn, if a Gouki monster or monsters is added from the deck to the hand except by drawing it, yeah, it's super easy to search. You can special summon any number of Gouki monsters from your hand with different levels from each other. Yo, what? But you cannot special summon one while you control any of those face-up monsters except Gouki monsters. Okay, sure, the drawback might be annoying, but being able to summon like any number of Gouki monsters is kind of insane, because it's so easy to search a lot of them, and also like at the same time. I just realized you can go like Super X summon like Twist Cobra or whatever the hell, doesn't matter, and then you make this, and then you go effect, search, and then you go effect of this, and then you summon freaking at least 2 monsters, and then you make a link 4, and then you search Rematch. That's actually really scary. Whoa. Oh my god, okay. I mean, if it wasn't for the drawback, I would actually say this deck could be like insanely broken, but maybe it's still playable. During your main phase, you can fusion summon a Gouki fusion monster for extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. Okay, that definitely justifies, you know, this card right here, which is really cool. And no, sorry, I'm stupid. This card right here, but also this card right here. I mean, no, not at all. But I mean, this becomes like easier to summon, and then you can actually get off like the lock really easily because, like, yeah, sure, you're locked under Gouki monsters only, but then who cares? Like, you just summon this, and then you keep extending by searching rematch, and then you search other monsters. It would have been super broken if this wasn't once per turn. It would have literally been Firewall 2.0, but oh man, still so incredibly good. Now you just have to be careful not to lose to Nibiru, but yeah, how are you actually beating Nibiru if you're locked under Gouki monsters only? That is a good question. I know one of them is kind of like an unaffected by card effect monsters. Is it the Giant Ogre? Unaffected by the activated effects of your opponent's monsters with attack less than or equal to this card. Okay, so Nibiru has 3000 attack, therefore this card is unaffected by Nibiru. That's actually quite good. But it's only unaffected by monster effects. It's not unaffected by spells and traps. And then when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card, you can make this card negate that activation. You know what? It's actually funny how Gouki the Giant Ogre is like low-key not a bad card at all. When you really think about it, it's not trash. It's just that the majority of the Gouki Link monsters are shit because why would you summon them when they're like going second cards and there's nothing that really applies pressure on the opponent. So if you go first, you're really just summoning beat sticks on the field. That's the problem that people always had with the actual Gouki strategy. That's the reason why the deck was played as like a warrior pile deck where you just summon a bunch of monsters and then you obviously don't summon the Gouki Link monsters. But now Konami's really putting in effort to like create like cohesion in the deck. And I think they're doing a pretty good job at it. So, honestly, I'm really big fan of this Link monster. It's incredibly good. And then, yeah, clearly the Synchro Monster is decent. It's when you think about it, it's pretty much like a double extender because it's going to search the rematch. So it's going to refund, like, the materials needed to summon this because you do go neg 1 to summon this, but then you make your money back there, and then you recycle back a Gouki monster from a graveyard to your hand. But yeah, so you can even, like, use both effects, like, when you're going first. But then again, this card going like first, it doesn't do anything. It would have been nice if you could actually fusion summon this on the opponent's turn. Like if this effect was a quick effect, like during the main phase, quick effect, you can do that. That would have been the nuts. Like actually broken. Now you wouldn't see me complain about Gouki whatsoever. Anyways, we've got another card, and this is a spell card. So another search target off of Itchaboy, but also it's a search target off of literally every single Gouki monster when you think about it. So Gouki Fighting Spirit. Continuous spell, you can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn, and then the second effect is once per turn. When this card resolves, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Earth monsters, so Warrior, Dinosaur, or Cybers. What are the Earth Cybers supposed to represent? Again, Earth Dinosaur, it's because of Dino Wrestler, I am pretty sure, even though I have not watched the anime, but I'm just using my logic here. But Earth Cybers, it has to represent something. Someone in the comment section is going to say it before I can even answer. It might be Adding Nisters, it might be Mathmech, it could be, yeah, that's pretty much it. Adding this to Mathmech, and then the G-Golem stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't really think of anything else. Anyway, so you can summon one of those monsters from your hand in defense. Alright, sure. And that is on the resolution of the card, so you can't use it again. And then this is a hard once per turn effect. You contribute a Link 3 or higher Gouki monster, special summon a Dino Wrestler, or Oh, there we go! I actually could have read the whole thing, but yeah, okay, alright, so Dino Wrestler or G-Golem, that's actually hilarious because it was right in front of me all this time. I'm so freaking stupid, I swear on my life, my eyes were like up here, and I was not looking there at all. But yeah, you're summoning a Dino Wrestler or G-Golem monster from your deck or extra deck. Clearly, if you summon Pankratops, that is a disruption because that's a quick effect to pop. Some of the G-Golem monsters are really good. G-Golem Crystal Heart can summon back, I mean, you can definitely extend there and then do some Cybers plays, potentially. You can make Terahertz, maybe. And then the Dino Wrestlers, I don't really know too much, but let's see. Obviously, there's Pankratops, which is the best main deck monster. And then the T-Rextol, because, I mean, you can summon from the deck or extra deck, so you might as well just look into, like, the Fusion Synchro and Link monsters. Yeah, that card doesn't really do much of anything. The Synchro Monster, bro, it's always the same freaking thing. If this card battles, your opponent cannot blah 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 until the end of the damage step. Who cares, bro? They all do the same thing, and it's so stupid because if you go first, again, all those effects are literally pointless. Like, they achieve absolutely fuck all. Alright, so you're not summoning Dino Wrestler extra deck monsters? Probably. But G-Golem monsters? Yo, let's look into that. You can summon the Dignified Trilithion. I had no idea that card existed. Fantastic. That card is dog shit. Invalid Dolmen, not good. And then Stubborn Menrir. Okay, actually, that one was one of the good ones. And then obviously Crystal Heart is insane. Yeah, that one I know for a fact. You can revive back any Earth Link monster in your grave once per turn. Yeah, it's such a good effect. Yeah, I mean, you can revive back this. I think, does it have to like co-link or something? No, I don't think it has to. Alright, cool. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, alright, fantastic. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty basically like a free extender at the very least. Like, you know, you tribute your Link 3 whatever Gouki Link monster, and then you revive back right away because they're all Earth monsters, right? So G-Golem Crystal Heart synergizes perfectly with your strategy. I mean, there has to be like something better that you can do, but then again, I've not watched the anime. I don't know how these three, I guess, character decks work with each other or are supposed to work with each other. I'm assuming that they're anime decks. If you've watched the anime, you let me know. And if you're a good Gouki player or a good Dinosaur Restore player, well, first of all, what the hell are you doing playing this deck? But also, let me know how, like, you're supposed to be using this effect. And also, let me know how you feel about these cards overall. They're pretty good. I think this was, like, a successful attempt from Konami at really turning this deck into something, into what it should have been since day one. You know, a Gouki deck, and instead of like a stupid warrior pile deck. So yeah, good job Konami, really cool cards. I'm especially a huge fan of the Link monster, it's incredibly good. The Counter Spell is decent as well. And remember that, you know, all the Gouki cards are a joke to search, but if you get drooled, you are royally screwed. Because yeah, all you're really doing is searching left and right in this deck. And also, Nibiru does look like it hurts quite a lot. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.